Good day, class. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. Classes, I should say. It's all of year 3. So yesterday we did mixed sums, tens and hundreds, this lesson here. Now we're going back one lesson, okay, to sums using tens, hundreds and thousands. But it's better to do with the tens and hundreds before we start using the thousands. So let's have a go at the lesson. So, now, this lesson is working very well on my computer. I think it might be the same on all computers. So we're going to have to miss out slide 2 and slide 5. If you click on them, it just goes to a blank screen and you have to shut down the lesson on my computer. If you want to give them a go, that's fine, but we'll miss them out and we'll do all the other slides. So how can we work out 66 plus 19? Okay, now we looked at this a little bit yesterday, but we're going to look at it in more detail today. So 19 is very close to a multiple of 10, and we can use adding tens and adjust our answer. So we know that if we did 66 plus 20, we're only adding on one more than if we added on 19. Okay, so here we don't have to change our ones. We're only changing the tens. So we're going to 76 and then to 86. So we've added on 20 and we got to 86. It's too much. We only needed 19. Therefore, we must take 1 away. So we adjust it by subtracting 1. So 86, take away 1 is 85. Now, if you think about adding 66 plus 19, if we did it where we actually added 19, we may have to use the column method, or we might count on our fingers for many times, okay? Whereas if we add 20 and take away 1, it's a much easier and quicker method to do it. We're going to do one more. 67 plus 19, okay? 67 plus 19. So remember, the first thing I do is 67 plus 20, and that would be 87. 87. The ones haven't changed, but we've changed the tens. We've added 2 tens. And therefore, we've added 20. We needed to add 19. We need to take away 1. 87, take away 1 is 86. Okay, I hope you see how easy that is compared to trying to do it in a column method or on your fingers. Now remember, I can't use slide 2, but I'm going to go straight on to slide 3. So here we have an addition grid. We have numbers ending in 9 and we have numbers not ending in 9. So we need to think about what we can do to these numbers to change them to make it easier. We can add 1 and then subtract 1 later on. So I'm going to add 1 to 49 to make 50. Then I'm going to add 81 plus 50, which would be 81, 91, 101, 111, 121, 131, and then I'm going to subtract 1. 130. I could write it down, but I don't need to because I'm making it simpler for myself. 99 is very close to 100. It's only 1 off 100. So if we changed it to 100, then we would know 81 plus 100 would be 181, and then we need to take away that 1 that we've added on there, so it would be 180. 89 plus 81. Okay, so this could be 90 instead of 89. We could change it to 90. 90 plus 80 would be, 90 plus 81 would be 81, 91, 101, 111, 121, 131, 141, 151, 161, 171, take away 1, 170. And finally, 81 plus 19, okay? We know that if we change this to 20, it would be 101, take away the 1, 100, okay? What you might have noticed about this column is they all end in 0, because 9 and 1, we know, are number bonds to 10. So you could have done it a different way. If you noticed that, you could have done it a different way by adding the ones together first and then the tens as long as you added one more 10 on, because we know that that makes a 10. So if we were doing a column method, we'd have to move that into the tens. Okay, I'm going to do one more column of these, one more row of these, across. Actually, I'm going to do one more column of these down here, these three, and then if you want to go on to lesson and do the rest, or pause the screen and work out the rest, you can, okay? But I'm not going to do them due to time. So I'm going to change this to a 50. 68 plus 50 would be 68, 78, 88, 98, 108, 118, and then I'm going to take away 1, 117. I'm going to change it to a 50 again, okay? So 48 plus 50 would be 48, 58, 68, 78, 88, 98, take away 1 would be 97. And then 75 plus 50 would be 75, 85, 95, 105, 115, 125, take away 1, 124. Okay? Now I'm not going to mark it because it will say that these are wrong, and they're not wrong, they're just not filled. But you can pause the screen and do it, or you can do it on your own. So how can we work out 74? Take away 19. Okay, it's not an addition anymore, it's a subtraction. But it's very similar. It's exactly the same, in fact. All you need to do is take away 20. So 74 take away 20 would be 54. And then you don't take one off, you add one. Okay, because we've subtracted too many numbers. We've subtracted one too many numbers, so we need to add one to get to the right number. So we add one back on, and we get 55. Okay, I'll do one more for you. 56 take away 20 would be 36. We've gone too far, we've gone one number too far, so we need to add one back on. Okay, we've subtracted one too many, so we need to add one back on, which would be 37. Okay, now I'm going to have to skip slide 5 again because it's not working. We'll go to slide 6. Now these triangles are quite tricky. We can give them a go though. Okay, so two numbers add together to make the one in the middle. The ones in the coloured boxes add together to make the one in the middle. Okay, so the one in the middle is the answer. The two on the edges are the ones in the calculation. So if we want to know two numbers that add together to make 72 and one of them 7, the inverse work that we have to do is 72 take away 7. Okay, now I can do that in my head, but you might have to do it on your fingers. 72 take away 7 is 65. I need to do the same with this one. Two numbers add together to make 800, but I don't know what this number is yet, so I have to do 800 take away 7. Okay, so you could do this on your fingers. I'm going to count backwards. Imagine there's a number line. 800, 799, 798, 797, 796, 795, 794, 793. And if you notice, we know that 3 plus 7 is the number 1 to 10. And we want that, if we're doing a number 1 to 10, it would make 800. And then I can add these two numbers together. Okay, now that might require a column addition. Okay, in fact, I'm even going to use my notepad that I've got next to me and a pen, which I've got next to me, to do a column addition to add these two together, because I'm not sure I can do that in my head. Okay, unfortunately, I can't find my pen that I just had. Oh, found it. Okay, so I'm going to do 793 plus 65. I know 3 plus 5 is 8. I know 9 plus 6 is 15, so I'm going to have to move the 1 into the hundreds column, and 7 plus 1 is 8. 858. So I'm going to leave this one for you to do. You can pause the screen and do it, or you could, if you have got your own lesson open, then you could do both on that one. So match your calculations to that answers by clicking on each pair. We did this very similar thing yesterday, but these numbers are a little bit more tricky, okay? A little bit more tricky. I'm going to start with the additions, which I think will be easier. So 638 plus 2, okay, and I know that would make 640. 620 plus 9, all I do is add the 9 onto the 0, 629. 636 add 3, or 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it would be 639. Next, I'm going to go for the ones which I can see don't need me to go into the tens column. So this one, for example, 7 minus 7 is 0. So I know this adds up to 6, subtracts down, sorry, to 630. This one I can see it's 644. I'm taking away 3, so it'd be 643, 642, 641. Okay, and 631, I'm going to go for next. It'll be 630, 629, 628. Oh, I missed an addition here. So I'm going to do this one finally, because then obviously we know the other one's the other number. 624, 625, 626, 627, 628, 629, 630, 631. So I know that 642 take away 4, 638. Okay, so now you can play Beat the Clock and put your score on the blog if you want to. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I'm looking forward to teaching you again soon.